Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Monday night. It's another edition of Lisbon Broncos basketball on yourliveevent.com. Lisbon Bronco boys basketball at home tonight to take on the Valley City Highliners in what is a non-conference, in fact, a non-class game, as it's Class A versus Class B, but a game that is played seemingly every year between these two schools. But the boys playing the first round of this matchup, the girls will play in a couple weeks out here in Lisbon. I'm Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with me tonight. This team coming off of Christmas, a late start to the season, but they're ready to go. Lisbon getting their first win of the season after last game we saw them with against Lemoore. They now have a record of 1-2 in this short season, but they played well through those first few games.
Yeah, and it's just another game. They're going to be playing an opponent who's in a higher division in Valley City, and I just think it's going to be a good test for them to see kind of where they're at in the season after coming off that first win of the season.
Yeah, they opened their season a tough draw against ranked Enderlin, a team that is almost consensus to win Region 1. Well, I want to say almost consensus, but they're expected to be up there with Kindred. And then they turn around and play the next day. They played that Friday-Saturday matchup, and then they turned around the next day to play Lemoore Litchfield Mary. And Jacob, a game that we were out here for, they ended up losing 48-32 against the Lobos, but some foul trouble in the first half for some of the big guys for this Lisbon team, but second half they were the better team, and obviously you want to get the win, but I think they walked away knowing what they could be capable of.
Yeah, and they're just going to be smart again tonight here and try to avoid that foul trouble so they can kind of play with Valley City, as Valley City, they get buckets in bunches, as they've scored almost 70 points in every single game, I believe, and whereas Lisbon, they're averaging only 44 points a game, and they just they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble to kind of compete with the buckets that Valley City can put up.
The Valley City Highliners winless in this season at 0-4, 0-3 in EDC play. They opened their season against Oak Grove, and the Grovers came out strong in that contest with a strong third quarter performance by the Grovers to win 72-64. The Highliners then turned around and played Fargo Davies, a top team in Class A 128-84 loss. But Jacob, you look at a game like that, we know that Davies is a very tough team. Valley City scored 84 points. Their highest point total of 4 games comes against Davies. Again, that's something as a coach and a player you got to have some excitement about.
Right. I mean, like, obviously, defensively, it's hard to allow 120 points, but there is some promise on the side of the offensive side of scoring 80 points, as they just kind of need to work on their defense, as they've been allowing far more points than you would like to especially in a high school game.
The Highliners then went on to lose to Grand Forks Central 71-64, and they lost to Fargo South 81-77. Again, the offense is there, but for this young Valley City team, they have just been unable to get some stops in key situations through their first 4 games of this young 2020-2021 season. The Valley City Highliners lost just 2 players from last season. One of them came via graduation. The other player was a double sport athlete who opted to focus on wrestling. So he would have been a senior this year. Instead, he will focus on the mat for the Valley City Highliner wrestling team, which, by the way, will be out here on January the 12th to wrestle the Lisbon Broncos over in the Armory, which should be a good matchup between a very good Lisbon wrestling team and a very good Highliner wrestling team. But that down the road for Highliner and Lisbon Athletics. But Valley City has seen some strong performances by the Zons, who have generated some offense and some strong performances up and down that lineup, and including Adam Bitts, who's been a key contributor to this team, along with Alex Thornton for the Valley City Highliners. So they've seen some guys who've really been put in positions to need to perform, but I think when you play a tough EDC schedule, sometimes it's hard to get traction when you know you're playing Cheyenne and the Davies and West Fargo's teams that are when you're young and you have a coach who's in his second year, it's just kind of hard to really gauge where you sit with those teams.
Yeah, and I was on a team where we went from winning state one year, and then the next year we were a 5-win team because we had so many key contributors lost in the season previous due to graduation. And just playing against those high-level teams, it's going to give them more little more experience going against teams like Lisbon, and they play Oak Grove. It's just kind of a little more see where you're at kind of level of games, and always a win always is nice to have, but also those losses against those high teams, they kind of are learning curves for you.
Exactly, and the Highliners, again, losing to Oak Grove, a Region 1 Class B team to start the season, then play Davies, Central, and South. So they get a chance to see what kind of improvement they have seen through those games. This series has belonged to the Highliners over the last few years, and Valley City has been able to use some athleticism to get wins against the Broncos. Now, this year's Lisbon team is much improved. This Highliners team has been improved, and it should be a good matchup out here tonight in Lisbon. You're watching coverage of Lisbon Valley City boys basketball here on Your Live Event and YourLiveEvent.com. We'll be back with more of our pregame coverage.
Oh, you gotta tell me about that.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
Life. It's game nights, bedtime stories, binge watching your favorite shows, baking up a family tradition, and staying connected with those you love. It happens day and night, on weekdays and weekends, on everydays and holidays, with family, friends, and neighbors. And whether it's on their street, your street, or even our street, we're there. Cass County Electric. Call us at 701-356-4400 and visit us at CassCountyElectric.com. Cass County Electric, powering life.
YourLiveEvent.com, Lisbon Valley City High School boys basketball for you on this Monday night of the holiday break for both of these schools. Coming up on Thursday afternoon, 4:30, a bit of an early start time, we'll have Lisbon girls basketball. The Broncos at home here in Lisbon. They'll take on Edgley Cullum Montpelier. Our coverage will start, so we'll open up the stream about 30 minutes before tip-off with our coverage to begin 15 minutes before tip-off here at YourLiveEvent.com. You can see the full broadcast schedule, again, available on our website as well. We'll take one more break. We'll come back to get your starting lineups. It is high school basketball on YourLiveEvent.com.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. Valley City Lisbon boys basketball here on this Monday night. Let's meet your starting lineups. We'll start with the Valley City Highliners, who are the visitors on the scoreboard for Valley City. He is a 5'11 junior, number 10, Adam Bitz, a 6'1 senior, number 12, Drew Zahn, a 6'4 senior, number 14, Jared Egermont, a 6'2 senior, number 23, Alex Thornton, and a 6'2 senior, number 34, Peyton Zahn. Bitz, Zahn, Egermont, Thornton, and Zahn for the Valley City Highliners. 0-4 on the season, 0-3 in the Eastern Dakota Conference. They are coached by second-year head coach Alex Quist. Now, the starting lineup for the Lisbon Broncos will be a 6'2 junior, number 2, Roddy Olson, a 5'10 junior, number 10, Caden Sweet, a 6'4 senior, number 22, Parker Rink, a 6'2 junior, number 30, Spencer Kelson, and a 6'4 junior, number 44, Caleb Olson. Olson, Sweet, Runk, Kelson, and Olson for the Lisbon Broncos, 1-2 in the year, 1-1 in Region 1. They are coached by their head coach, Kim. The Lisbon Broncos stand out on the court as they will go through a meeting with their team. The Valley City Highliners come from the sidelines. Coach Mark will call his players back to the bench as the Broncos ready to go. Valley City in blue, Lisbon in white. Quarter number 1 about to get underway. Eight minutes will go up on the scoreboard. Valley City, Lisbon play once a year. A meeting that has gone back for a long time. Hope to get that meeting back on the football field. Will be Egermont against Runk for the opening tip-off, and that is one back into the hands of Drew Zahn and brought up courts by Adam Bitz and the Highliners with control of the basketball here to start things off. On the near wing, Thornton back to the circle will come to Peyton Zahn. To the near wing, Drew Zahn. Zahn tried to go baseline, and Caleb Olson tipped it out of bounds.
And you see that the Broncos are dropping into the 2-3 zone right away to start the game and hopefully slow down their offense a little bit.
On the baseline right side is Zahn. Inbound to the post, finds Egermont, who is smothered by the defense. It's worked to the far corner. Thornton takes a dribble, comes top of the key to Bitz. To the left wing, Drew Zahn. Zahn across the post to Egermont to the basket and up for 2. And the Highliners score first. 2-0 is their lead here against the Lisbon Broncos. Broncos will get their first touch on offense. Full court defense by Valley City, and working on the wing is Sweet. Last time we saw this team, Jacob, they struggled against full court defense from Lemoore Litchfield Marion as a charging foul called against Caleb Olson, his first, team's first.
And you wonder if Valley City saw that and they decided to do the same thing and slow their offensive attack down and maybe force a couple turnovers.
Andrew Jacobson will check into the game for Valley City. Along with him will be Derek Deagle. Callahan Birchall will step out on the court. Coach Quist likes to run a deep bench, and he likes to work them quick to keep his players fresh as it's inbound to Peyton Zahn. Full court defense on by the Lisbon Broncos. Valley City leads this one 2-0 as we approach 7 minutes to go, first quarter. High school basketball on yourliveevent.com. Left corner, Thornton skips across the arc, finds Deagle. Deagle to drive to the basket, lost it in the lane, winds up in the hands of Thornton. Thornton will get it knocked loose. Fast break. Riley Olson leads the charge for Lisbon. Olson to the basket, and shot is blocked by Peyton Zahn, but recovered in the corner by Olson. And Lisbon's going to try to set their offense. Deagle will tip it, and it's taken away by Thornton. And here comes the Highliners trying to add to their 2-0 lead. Feet to the post, put out of bounds by Spencer Kelson. And Jacob, I think Valley City is showing right now that they want to put tempo into the game, and Lisbon's going to have to respond.
Yeah, and that's why Lisbon fell into the 2-3 zone to start the game. It's going to slow them down, but if they can get a fast break going, and you can't really stop that in a 2-3 zone.
Valley City will work the ball inbounds on the near wing in the hands of Jacobson. Jacobson skips across left side. Peyton Zahn for three, off the heel of the basket. Rebound is brought down by Jacobson. Turns and shoots off the heel of the basket. Rebound this time, Caleb Olson. And we're going to get a whistle foul in the lane, and that will be against Valley City.
You can already tell early in the game that Valley City is going to bring a lot of energy into this one, as they're constantly going for the boards and constantly trying to strip it away from Lisbon.
So Lisbon will try to inbound. 6:20 to go first quarter, down 2-0 against the Highliners here tonight in Lisbon. Ball inbounded into the hands of Sweet. Sweet works it to the far sideline. Runk, who comes to the corner, driving Olson. Olson finds an open shooter in the corner. Nice move by Olson. Olson shot off the iron. Rebound picked up by Peyton Zahn, and Zahn will drive on the near sideline. Gets by Olson. Sets up on the wing. Now in the lane. Open shooter left side. Jacobson for three. That is in and out. Rebound tipped around and recovered by Runk. He will lose it. It was going out of bounds. Thrown back in bounds by Burchell. Valley City will keep the basketball with 32 seconds on the shot clock. They lead 2-0. 5:45 and counting to go. Quarter number one here in Lisbon. Thanks for joining us here on yourliveevent.com. Alex Thornton up for three. He'll miss. Rebound Roddy Olson. Olson under double coverage feeds to Caden Sweet. Sweet will work to Olson inside the lane. Kelson misses off the glass. Rebound to Callahan Burchell for Valley City. Both teams struggling to shoot inside.
Yeah, and Lisbon, if they're every time they get the rebound, they're constantly pressured. So if they can get the ball down the court quickly, they should have a 4-on-3 fast break every single time.
Peyton Zahn missing the three for Valley City. Lisbon getting the rebound. Olson queued up for three, sets it in motion, comes to Caleb Olson, who puts it in for two. Lisbon and Valley City have tied it at 2 with 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
It's always nice when your big guys can hit jumpers from that mid-range or even the 3 area, as it'll stretch out the D of Valley City.
That zone defense right now for the Lisbon Broncos, it's kind of been a little bit of a war of attrition here in the first quarter, as both teams have just not been able to hit some shots. And now we're going to get a foul called in the lane. I believe that comes against Spencer Kelson. No, I think Rodney Olson will be the guilty party. Lisbon does not want to fall into foul trouble. That is their second team foul, and 4 fresh players will come in for the Valley City Highliners. Andrew Burnson will come in. Adam Bitts will check back into the game. Jared Egermont comes back in. I know I'm missing one of the 4 as play resumes. Inbound comes beyond the arc, and it's a 3 for Callahan Virtual. Valley City regains their lead. It is 5-2 as we near 4.5 to go first quarter.
And Valley City is getting good looks out of this 2-3 zone. They just finally got one to connect right there.
We're going to see a foul call come. That is against Valley City. I believe it will be Adam Bitts. It is Bitts' first, team second. So far sideline to inbound. Ryder Runk will inbound. As it gets inbounded to Caden Sweet. Sam Kelson at the scorer's table ready to check in for Lisbon. Nice feed as it comes to Spencer Kelson, who puts it off the glass and in, and it is 5-4. Valley City leads this one by a point.
Great pass, and that was not an easy layup to make, but he got it down anyways.
Valley City will work the ball around. It's in the hands of Bitts. Bitts comes to the near wing, guarded by Sweet. Feeds to the free throw line to Egermont to the corner. 3 for Burnson. That is off the mark. Rebound batted around, and it comes to the Lisbon bench, and it will be Lisbon's basketball. 5 new players in for Valley City. Well, 1 for Lisbon. Sam Kelson will come in as there's 3:53 left to play in quarter number 1.
Very quick substitutions. That'd be a very interesting program to be in right there.
Rodney Olson will inbound, and the inbound pass was tipped by Jacobson. Jacobson had his back to the play, and I think if he had turned, he would have been able to get the steal of the pass. Instead, Lisbon will get the ball, and we're going to see a timeout taken by Coach Kim Mark as the Lisbon Broncos could not advance the ball up court. Timeout comes with 3:45 to go, quarter number one. It is Valley City 5, Lisbon 4. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
3:45 to go in the first quarter. Valley City leads Lisbon 5-4. High school boys basketball on yourliveevent.com. Lisbon calling that timeout because they could not advance the ball as Runk was working towards half court and gets fouled from behind. Jacobson, oh, the foul will be on Deagle. And now Derek Deagle has 2 fouls here in the first quarter. So he's got some early foul trouble for the Valley City Highliners. As far sideline, Ryder Runk will put it inbounds to the right wing. Finds Kelson. Kelson will feed to Ryder Runk between the circles, guarded by Brotschrud at the top of the key. To the left wing will find Olsen. Back top of the key to Kelson. Lisbon trying to find some separation. They got 20 seconds to work with on the clock, but I think this is the best defensive stand we've seen from Valley City so far this game.
Yeah, and they're just right up next to everybody because I think the biggest thing is they're doing those big line changes so everybody has energy constantly whenever they come in the game.
So a missed 3 from Olsen. Rebound goes to Valley City, and they're going to be called for the foul. Did not catch the number. It will be Peyton Zahn. Zahn's first, team's 4th. No, strike that. That will be against Spencer Kelson for the Lisbon Broncos. So it's Valley City's basketball. 5-4 their lead. 3:15 and counting to go here in this opening quarter. Working to the left wing is Peyton Zahn. Zahn to the top of the key to Burchell. To the near wing finds Drew Zahn. Zahn trying to get free from a screen. Will get the screen from Egermont. Feeds to Zahn. Zahn drives to the right corner. Jacobson feeds in the lane. Into the basket with the runner as Egermont. Valley City's lead is at 7-4 with 2:50 to go here in this opening quarter. And we're going to see a foul call come against the Highliners. Actually, I'm going to say the ball came out of bounds. It will be Lisbon's basketball.
And that was great ball movement on Valley City's part. They got to the spots they needed to in that zone in the weak spots, and then just found the guy cutting in the middle there.
Full court defense by the Valley City Highliners as the Lisbon Broncos will move across court. They trail this one by a score of 7-4 as a 3 comes and it's in. Lisbon nails it to tie it for the second time. So it is 7-7. We are tied for the second time this quarter. Under 2.5 to play. In the lane was Egermont, and he'll be called for a travel trying to shed the defender. It is Lisbon's basketball. Rodney Olsen will inbounds. And for a team that runs so deep like Valley City, they run deep and they go intense against Lisbon, a team with a short bench. You almost have to be very smart with your movements and your plays right now if you're Lisbon, because you're going to need that energy for the next 3 quarters.
Right, and as you talked, they got in Valley City got in foul trouble early, and it's not even going to really matter for them because they have such a deep bench that they can just play one less or sub one less person in and out. But yeah, Lisbon needs to kind of slow down a little bit and not try to be at the pace of what Valley City is.
Cam Kelson in the lane, great spin move, puts Lisbon on top, 9-7, their second lead of the quarter, under 2 to play here tonight in Lisbon. Driving to the basket, Drew Zahn, ball stripped away, picked up by Caden Sweet. Sweet, one-on-one with Zahn, and is called for travel. He tried to pivot, and the feet went moving. It's Valley City's basketball.
And there's the turnovers that are going to be coming from that press. They just have so much energy with all those subs. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of turnovers with that press.
9-7, Lisbon's advantage. 1:37 left to go in this first quarter, and driving towards the basket, Adam Bitts. Bitts was immediately tied up by Runk. They're going to call a held ball that will go to the Lisbon Broncos. Broncos on the season, 1-2. Valley City, an 0-4 record. Their first game of the season was against Oak Grove, a Region 1 team. Valley City unable to come away with the win after that 3 straight losses in the Eastern Dakota Conference. Work to the left wing. Rodney Olsen for 3. He'll miss. Rebound was tipped by Kelson, and it comes out of bounds. They're going to say Valley City last to touch. So Lisbon will keep the basketball. Nice hustle by Kelson through double coverage. Lisbon will get it with 35 seconds on the shot clock. And actually, I think we're going to see a foul call come out of the mix. It will be Jared Egermont will be called for the foul. They're saying that that is his second. So that is 4 Highliner fouls. I'll have to get my scorebook up to date with the official scores in this game as Valley City down 9-7 against Lisbon. And a steal comes from Bitts. Bitts will feed to Drew Zahn. Fadeaway shot from Zahn, no good. Caden Sweets will be tagged up for the foul, his first, team's 4th. And that puts Drew Zahn to the free throw line.
And good defensive pressure led to the free throws that we have now.
Zahn will get a chance to tie this game. It would be the 3rd tie of the game. First free throw, that is in. 9-8. Valley City trails Lisbon, and 4 new players, everyone but the free throw shooter, will exit the courts for the Valley City Highliners. Squaring up for the next free throw, Drew Zahn. Zahn will hit it, and we are tied. It is 9-9. Valley City has tied Lisbon here tonight. Boys basketball, yourliveevent.com. 1:07 to go, first quarter. Baseline, Olsen. Olsen will inbound to Caden Sweet. Sweet gets by the first line of defense. Gets by Krewald. Now toward the right corner, looks for help. Will feed to Kelson. Kelson comes to Olsen. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. 9-9 is the score. Lisbon has 17 seconds on the shot clock. Ball in the hands of Sweet. Sweet guarded by Peyton Zahn. Sweet gets it poked away from Zahn, recovers, passes through the hands of Kelson, recovered by Lisbon. Olsen with the ball. Olsen steps up, shoots in and out. Rebound grabbed by a Bronco and a highlighter. Ball comes loose. It is picked up by Zahn. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Peyton Zahn has the ball for the Highliners, a chance to give Valley City the lead, and they will take their time as they want to close out quarter number 1 with a lead.
Yeah, shot clock is off. They're going to want to settle for the last shot here. Well, maybe not.
Here it comes on the way. Will miss. Fisher misses the shot. Rebound picked up by Thornton. Drives. Shot in the air. Grabbed at the baseline by Kelson for Lisbon. He will lose it. Ball is loose. No one has control. 4 seconds. It's picked up by Olsen. Olsen in the lane. Pulls up in time. Will miss. Tip back will miss as the first quarter is in the books. 1 quarter of play here in Lisbon. It is Lisbon 9, Valley City 9. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Life. It's game nights, bedtime stories, binge watching your favorite shows, baking up a family tradition, and staying connected with those you love. It happens day and night, on weekdays and weekends, on everydays and holidays, with family, friends, and neighbors. And whether it's on their street, your street, or even our street, we're there. Cass County Electric. Call us at 701-356-4400 and visit us at CassCountyElectric.com. Cass County Electric, powering life.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Through 1 quarter of play here tonight, boys basketball on yourliveevent.com. But it's Lisbon 9, Valley City 9. Jacob, what do you think of the intensity that Valley City's brought and Lisbon's ability to answer back?
They've been Valley City's been very intense, but it just hasn't translated on the scoreboard. They kind of seem like they're dominating this game, but the score is 9-9, and I think that favors Lisbon as Lisbon wants to have a low-scoring game against Valley City.
Egermont in the lane, comes near side. Fisher pulls up, hits off the end of the iron. Egermont tipped the rebound, comes to his teammate Zahn, who's trapped at the corner. Zahn will come to Jacobson on the wing, works it into the lane to Thornton, back beyond the arc. Missed shot from Zahn, rebound Lisbon. Yeah, it seemed early on in the game, Jacob, that it was almost a war of attrition as both teams had some great scoring chances and neither one's really capitalized. Valley City, I think, just had about a handful more.
Right, Valley City's gotten to the weak spots of the zone, and they've gotten good looks from the three-point line. I think they've only connected on one of them, but see going forward if they can actually connect on them.
Runk was tied up in the lane with Thornton. They're going to call a held ball that will go in favor of the Lisbon Broncos. So Ryder Runk will try to inbound in the corner. It's stolen away. Well timed by Egermont. Will feed to Thornton and back to the hands of Drew Zahn. 9-9 our score. Less than a minute into the start of this second quarter. Airballed shot from the corner for Valley City becomes a Broncos basketball. Olsen will feed to Bittner. Bittner seeing his first action here in quarter two. Comes to Sweet. Defense over pursuit. Sweet pulls up. Will miss. Rebound in the lane. Jared Egermont, and Valley City is pushing the tempo here, and we've seen an intense minute and some change to start the second quarter of this 9-9 game between Valley City and Lisbon. Tune in on Thursday here on your live event. We'll have the girls, Lisbon girls, in action against Edgeley Cullum Montpelier as we see a stoppage of play out here. Coach Mark taking some time for the Lisbon Broncos. 6:41 to go, first half. It is Valley City 9, Lisbon 9. This is basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
Welcome back to Lisbon. 6 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first half. Valley City 9, Lisbon 9. High school boys basketball here on your live event. Timeout was taken by Lisbon. Inbounded to Caden Sweet. Sweet, guarded by Bitts. Clears half court with a feed to the hands of Bittner.
Nice
Bittner
pass.
goes the lane, and he finds an open Ronk who finishes at the rim. Lisbon takes the lead 11-9, and we're going to get an and one. So Lisbon takes the lead by 2, could make it a 3-point advantage as the foul comes against Callahan Burchell, his first, team's 5th.
And Lisbon needs to remember how they broke the press right there. That was exactly how they want to break the press. Get it to the center of the court, and they're going to find easy layups like that every single time.
Ronk hits the free throw to complete the 3-point play. Lisbon with a 3-point advantage, 12-9 as we approach 6 minutes left in the first half. Driving, Zahn, feet under the basket, finds an open shooter in Burchell. Burchell, who committed the foul that put up that 3-point play, gets 2 of those points back to make it 12-11. Valley City trailing Lisbon. Lisbon with the basketball, trying to find an open shooter. They pull up. This one's off the iron. Rebound swatted around, grabbed by Zahn. And to the deck was Caden Sweet. And when I see a foul, I believe it will be against Adam Bitts. No, it will be against Sweet. Sweet second, team's 5th. Both teams with 5 fouls apiece. Andrew Burnson will come baseline for the Valley City Highliners. They trail 12-11, under 6 to go, first half. Ball worked up court to the near wing, Zahn. Back to the top of the key to Jacobson. To the left side, Burnson. Skips across the iron to Zahn. Zahn drives up to shoot, and it is fouled. Caleb Olsen had that timed well, Jacob, but the hand just slipped, and he's going to be called for the foul, his second.
Yeah, and credit Zahn for going in there very strong, and I think he just got up a little bit higher than what Olsen did, so he just got him on the arm right there.
That is foul number 6 for the Lisbon Broncos. First shot comes from Zahn. That's good. 12-12. We are tied for the 4th time with 5:39 left before the half. Second shot from Zahn will miss. Rebound Egermont. Putback attempt is good. Egermont will tag on 2 more for Valley City. The Highliners will take a 14-12 lead for Egermont. That is his 6th point of the game. And we're going to see a foul call against Valley City. It comes against Birdson. Valley City is called for their 6th foul. Lisbon will inbound the basketball. Comes into the hands of Sweet. Sweet on the far side of the court. Full court defense by Valley City. Sweet splits the defense. Comes to a stop. Needs to dish it off to someone. Will come to Olsen. Olsen looks for some help. Working off of Drew Zahn. Make that Peyton Zahn, and a double dribble called as Olsen could not move up court. And 3 new Highliners come in. Bitts, Deagle, and Thornton.
This game has been so up-tempo, it's just kind of hard to believe that the score is only 12-14 right now.
Again, you look at that barrage of missed shots to start the game. Some missed opportunities by both teams as Bitts rushed through everyone, missed the shot. Egermont missed the putback. Rebound Olsen, and Olsen tangled up with Deagle. It's going to be a held ball. That was a tough held ball. I think both players got shoulders and elbows in the mix.
Yeah, they're going to feel that one in the morning probably.
5:02 left before halftime. 14-12. Valley City leads Lisbon. At the baseline, Zahn will inbound to Egermont. Back to Zahn. Three from the corner's good.
It was a well-executed play right there as they knew where the zone was going to be, that defender on the wing, and they just blocked him off for an easy three-point look.
So Valley City tags on three, and it makes it a 17-12 game, 5-point separation, the largest between two teams. And foul number 7 called against Valley City. That puts Sweet to the line. And the first free throw is in for Sweet. That will make it 17-13. Lisbon cuts their deficit by 4. 4:49 left before the half. Second shot, that is good. Sweet knocks down 2. It is 17-14. Valley City leads by 3.
Lisbon coming out with a little bit of their own press there to kind of surprise the Valley City offense right there.
Deagle feeds to Egermont in the post. Back to Deagle. Derek Deagle for 3. He'll miss. Rebound, bat around, and taken by Runk, and he will be fouled. Nice physical play by Runk to put himself in a position to not just get that rebound, but draw the foul. The foul will go against Aiden Jacobson, his first, team's 8th, and Valley City leads by 3. Jacob, an opportunity for them to chip away at that deficit.
Yeah, and I mean they let them get away from them for a little bit, but they're coming right back, getting free throw shots here. It's always important to make your free throws. I know they've struggled on the season so far, but they're making their free throws so far today.
Runk will hit the first one, makes it 17-15. Can make it a 1-point game here. He'll miss. Alex Thornton grabs the rebound. Valley City's ball brought up by Adam Bitts. Bitts near wing comes to Deagle to Thornton left wing. Thornton the drive, stops, near wing Bitts. Bitts to the block, looks for help under triple coverage, is able to find an open shooter as Jacobson for 3 will miss, and a foul on the rebound attempt, but I believe it will be Jared Egermont. That will be the 9th Highliner foul called here in the first half of the game. Egermont is called for his 3rd by my count. We'll see what the official score has. That is 3 for Egermont, so he's in some foul trouble. He will exit the court. 4:12 left before halftime. 17-15, Valley City leads by a pair. And to the line is Caleb Olsen.
And that's where the aggressiveness of Valley City kind of outweighs it. And they're sending Lisbon to the line, and they haven't been able to make a bunch of their jumpers. And now seeing the ball go through the hoop could really change the game for Lisbon, and maybe they'll be hitting jumpers here in the second or rest of the half here, maybe in the second half too.
Caleb Olsen hits the first, hits the second, and 17-17, tie number 5. We have a tie game nearing 4 minutes of play first half. Bitts trapped in the corner, and Valley City will take a timeout. Bitts had nowhere to go. The Highliners used their first timeout of the half. It is Valley City 17, Lisbon 17. 4:04 left to play first half. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
4:04 left in the second quarter. Boys basketball, thanks for being with us on yourliveevent.com. Lisbon and Valley City, tie number 5 here in the half. As Alex Thornton stands near sideline to inbound for the Highliners. We have 28 seconds on the shot clock. He'll find Adam Bitts, who goes to Drew Zahn, back to the near side. is able to find Fisher, who will lose the ball out of bounds. It will go to the Lisbon Broncos. Robert Fisher, the sophomore, in for the Highliners, who have seemingly substituted every stoppage of play we've seen so far in the first half.
Yeah, and it's a different way to do it, but it's definitely allows you to keep energy going on as we have a turnover here.
Bittner loses the ball center court, and it is picked up by Zahn, and we're going to see a foul call come towards the corner. It will be on the Lisbon Broncos, and it will be their 7th. Foul against Jaden Bittner. That is his first. That puts Drew Zahn to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 17-17 the score. A chance for Valley City to go back on top. Zahn will hit the first free throw. The Highliners regain the lead 18-17. The way Valley City has played up-tempo, it seems like it's should be more than just a 1-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. And Lisbon, they're trying to slow it down, but they also kind of have that fast-paced mentality too. But Valley City just has had so much energy this game, and it's, like you said, it's very hard to believe that it's only a 1-point game.
Zahn missed the second free throw. The rebound was in the hands of Ryder Runk. He lost it out of bounds, so Valley City will get the ball with a 35-second shot clock here, leading 18-17, 3:41 left in the first half. Zahn lobs it inbounds, and it's taken away. Well timed by Bittner, and he loses his footing. But Caden Sweet's there to recover it, and Lisbon keeps control of the basketball. Feed top of the key to Olsen, went to drive, lost it. Drew Zahn will pick it up. Zahn will lose the ball center court. Now Lisbon will take it. Runk slid, picked it up, comes to Sweet. Feed to the basket, layup in for Caleb Olsen. And Lisbon will take a 19-18 lead, nearing 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Some sloppy play ends up with 2 points for Lisbon, but both teams need to settle down a little bit after that one.
Valley City has 5 players at the scorer's table ready to check in. Zahn drives, comes to Bertrude from beyond the arc. Missed 3 from Bitts. A battle for the rebound. It's in the hands of Jaden Bittner, and Bittner will be fouled. Which Highliner is it? It's Alex Thornton. His first, team's 10th. Valley City has 10 fouls, 2 players with multiple fouls. As to the line is Jaden Bittner to shoot the double bonus. Valley City leads by a point, 19-18, 2:56 left before halftime. Bittner, the freshman's first free throw, that's good. Bittner contributing 2 points off the bench. Valley City will bring 5 new players back into the game. Peyton Zahn will come in. Callahan Burchell, Derek Deagle enters the game. Drew Zahn, I believe, checked into the game. Birdson will check into the game as a second free throw. That one will miss for Bittner. Rebound Lisbon, they will lose it. Highliners trailing Valley City, trailing Lisbon 20-18, 2:47 left before the half. Driving, missing the shot is Zahn. Put back attempt in for Burchell. Callahan Burchell has 7, and we are tied again. It is 20-20. 6 ties we have seen here in the first half. 2.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Lisbon will turn it over mid-court. Picked up by Zahn. Zahn drives, shoots, hits 2. Peyton Zahn with his third of the game. Valley City takes the lead 22-20 with 2:18 left before the half, and we're going to get a stoppage of play, and it looks like a foul coming to Jacobson at the far side of the court. That is Jacobson's second. He now becomes the third Highliner with multiple fouls, and that puts Jaden Bittner back to the line to shoot the bonus. So he can tie this up for the 7th time.
And in those last 2 possessions, those are the highs and the lows of pressing. They had a turnover and the easy 2 points, and then on this possession, they end up fouling, and now they're back at the line again.
Bittner hits the first free throw, 22-21. Valley City up by a point. Checking back in, Drew Zahn. He will take the spot of Aiden Jacobson. Bittner, 2 points, all coming from the free throw line. He will try to make a 3, and the tie, he will miss. Rebound brought down by Burnson, 22-21. Valley City leads by a point. Getting close to 2 minutes left, second quarter here in Lisbon. High school basketball on yourliveevent.com. But as Deagle comes near side, Burnson for 3, off the iron, rebound, Zahn, nice putback from Drew Zahn. He timed that well, and Valley City's lead is at 3, 24-21, 1:53 to go before halftime.
And that's what happens when you crash the boards. You can get easy putbacks like that.
Lisbon will keep control of the basketball. It was a pass by Jaden Bittner, a pass I think he would like to have gotten back, but fortunate for him, it hit the foot of a Highliner. Lisbon will make a substitution. Cameron will come into the game for the first time. Opp, the freshman, sees his first action of the night. The officials want to check the clock. 1:50 left here in the second quarter. Far sideline, Opp will inbound, comes to Bittner. Bittner right elbow stops, knock from Deagle from behind. Deagle's called for his third. 2 Highliners now with 3 fouls. And it puts Jaden Bittner back to the line. Deagle just could not come to a quick enough stop to avoid the foul. And now we're seeing Adam Bitts at the scores table for the Highliners. I'd imagine that they will pull Deagle as the first free throw has come in for Bittner. Bittner's third trip to the free throw line. He hits the first, misses the second. Lisbon would like to see him break that trend here with 1:44 left before the half. Bitts is in, Deagle out, by the way, for the Valley City Highliners. We have been tied 6 times here in this opening half as the second free throw. That is good. Jaden Bittner goes 2 for 2 from the line for the first time. 24-23, Valley City leads. Minute 40 and counting to go in the second quarter here tonight in Lisbon. Pass to Burnson off his hands across the wrong side of the court. He will recover, as does Valley City. Drew Zahn drives, went to feed to Burchell across the post. Instead, it is punched out of bounds. And it is going to remain Valley City's basketball. Alex Thornton back in for the Valley City Highliners. Out will be Burnson. Andrew Burnson will check out of the game. Baseline stands Peyton Zahn. Zahn to Burchell to Zahn. 3 from the corner, hits far iron. Rebound tracked down by Thornton. Thornton stays in play. Feeds top of the key, comes to Zahn. 3 on the way, it's good. Zahn drains the 3, 27-23 Valley City. 1:10 left in the first half. Lisbon trying to get some points back before halftime. Ball comes to Bittner right wing. Bittner looks inside for help, will step towards the circle. Bitts is on him. Feeds to Opp. Opp towards the near side to Caden Sweet. Sweet drives, jumper good. Lisbon will answer back. They cut their deficit now to 2, 27-25, 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Zahn for 3, and he hits it again. Back-to-back threes from Peyton Zahn. It is 30-25, Valley City's lead. 34 seconds and counting left in the second quarter. This is the best shooting, Jacob, we've seen from Valley City, but from either side here late in this first half. As a 3 on the way, that will miss for Runk. Rebound, Valley City.
Yeah, and points coming in bunches a little bit here for Valley City as Zahn lines it up again. Oh, can't hit that one, though.
Zahn was trying to go 3 for 3 from long range. Won't get there. Runk the rebound, and he is going to be fouled. No, Bitts just forces it out of bounds. 14.3 left before the half. Valley City, a good run to end this first half. We were tied at 20. It's a 10-5 run for Valley City. 30-25 their lead. 14.3 left before the half. Inbound attempt to Sweet is backhanded by Bitts out of bounds. Sweet tried to reel it back in bounds. Should have let it go as it's Valley City's basketball. 12.1 left in the first half. Thornton will inbound into the hands of Peyton Zahn. Zahn guarded by Sweet. 7 seconds left before halftime. Zahn tries to get free of Sweet. Stepping in is off on defense. Zahn went up for a 3, and he is going to be fouled. Peyton Zahn will get 3 free throws coming. Campbell Opp is called for his first personal 8th team foul.
I think they actually called it on the pass there because he was shooting, but then he decided to pass it. He should have just kept with the shot. I believe he's shooting a 1-and-1.
Zahn comes to the line. And Zahn for the first will get it. You're right, it is the 1-and-1, so it will be on the pass. Regardless, Zahn will hit the first, will get the second. 31-25, 6-point lead, Valley City. Their largest of the game. If Zahn hits the second one, that 7-point lead will then become their largest. Zahn hits the second, he'll get it. Valley City takes a 7-point lead, 32-25 as we get to the half. Valley City found the sweet spot as the first half was winding down through one half of play out here in Lisbon. It is Valley City 32, Lisbon 25. First half numbers come your way next. This is high school basketball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for spring field conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
Life. It's game nights, bedtime stories, binge watching your favorite shows, baking up a family tradition, and staying connected with those you love. It happens day and night, on weekdays and weekends, on everydays and holidays, with family, friends, and neighbors. And whether it's on their street, your street, or even our street, we're there. Cass County Electric. Call us at 701-356-4400 and visit us at CassCountyElectric.com. Cass County Electric, powering life.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
And we're at the half here tonight in Lisbon. Our score at the half, Valley City 32, Lisbon 25 for the Highliners. That 7-point lead is the largest separation we've seen between these two teams. Valley City has wanted to play tempo basketball, and Lisbon's had to respond all night. But Valley City started out well in terms of the energy that they brought, but then they just couldn't hit shots. And for the longest time, we've had 6 ties. This game hasn't felt how it's been played on the court.
Right, and I think they kind of started getting those good looks they've had to fall at the end of the quarter there, as they pulled ahead by 7. But they're just the main reason that Lisbon's even in this game is the sloppy play on defense of Valley City, as they've had 10 plus fouls, and Lisbon shot 13 free throws in the first half, which is quite a bit, especially in a high school basketball game.
Valley City 32-25, their lead. Let's get our numbers for the Valley City Highliners. Peyton Zahn, who scored all 11 of his points in the second quarter, has knocked down a pair of threes. He is 3 for 4 from the free throw line. He is the game's lead scorer. Callahan Burchell, 7 points. Jared Egermont behind him with 6, 5 for Drew Zahn. Aiden Jacobson with 3 points. Valley City 4 threes, 6 for 7 from the free throw line. Jacob, a number I'm looking at right now, 10 fouls coming in that first half. Jared Egermont with 3, Aiden Jacobson with 2, Derek Deagle with 3, and then you have 3 other players with a foul apiece. But Valley City has run deep. They've run a deep rotation. It's helped keep tempo. Now you're looking at some foul troubles. If you're Coach Quist, you know that that could alter your rotation.
It could, but it also doesn't impact it too much because you have such a deep bench and you have, I mean, maybe you can't put 5 new guys in at a time. Maybe you just do 3 to kind of save your players for later in the game. But with that deep bench, it doesn't really matter that they have a couple people have 3 fouls. Just have to be a little bit careful if they're them. But
I look at the Lisbon Broncos. Caleb Olson is the lead scorer. He had a good run come midway through the second quarter. He has 9 points. Caden Sweet 4, Ryder Runk with 4, Jaden Bittner with 4, Sam Kelson with 2. Lisbon just 1-3 in the game. That belongs to Caleb Olson. They have taken advantage of Jacob, a team that has not shot well from the free throw line. 10 for 13 in the first half, and in a game where you're down by 7, those every point is big.
right, and their offense hasn't looked totally crisp. They've had a couple of good plays, but yeah, that saving grace is the free throw line. They've actually been shooting really well from there tonight.
Something that Lisbon has and the foul situation is they ended the first half with 8 fouls, but Caden Sweet, Caleb Olson, the only players they have with multiple fouls, 2 apiece. Now the foul situation stands out a little bit more for them because they have a short rotation. They've gone a little bit deeper in this game. We've seen some younger players see some action, but for Coach Mark, I don't know how deep you could go.
Yeah, and I mean with their small rotation compared to Valley City's big rotation, Valley City comes in with fresh guys every like minute or two, whereas with Lisbon they're just playing the same guys, and I think they decided to extend their bench a little bit here. They added a couple of players in just because the starters were tired.
And I think what happens here now, and by that I mean this rest that they get, they need to really catch their breath. They need to calm down. They need to get ready to play what is going to be another intense 2 quarters, except they're not going to start with 100% energy like they did to start the game. They're going to start with a little bit less than that, and this is where some of that conditioning is really going to come into play.
Absolutely. They need to bring as much energy as they have because they're going to need to use it all up in this game.
So those are our first half numbers. Again, our score at the half, Valley City 32, Lisbon 25. We'll have the second half coming your way when we return. It's high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for spring field conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
Life. It's game nights, bedtime stories, binge watching your favorite shows, baking up a family tradition, and staying connected with those you love. It happens day and night, on weekdays and weekends, on everydays and holidays, with family, friends, and neighbors. And whether it's on their street, your street, or even our street, we're there. Cass County Electric. Call us at 701-356-4400 and visit us at CassCountyElectric.com. Cass County Electric, powering life.
yourliveevent.com. Boys basketball tonight here in Lisbon and Valley City as we get ready for the start of the second half. Valley City with a 7-point lead against the Lisbon Broncos. Valley City really turned it on in the wavering minutes of the first half. Lisbon's going to have to find a way to start finding some buckets of their own. We'll see all 5 starters, Olson, Sweet, Runk, Kelson, and Olson back in for the Lisbon Broncos. Bitts, Zahn, Egermont, Thornton, Zahn back in for the Valley City Highliners. It will be Lisbon's ball to start the second half. Inbound comes to Jaden Bittner. Excuse me, I misspoke. Jaden Bittner not in the starting lineup, but Bittner has come out here to start the second half. Comes to Olson on the elbow. Feed to the block in the hands of Sweet. Will miss the shot. Rebound tip to Sweet. Couldn't find room to drive. Will set it back beyond the arc. Comes back into Olson. Turns, misses the shot, but is fouled by Alex Thornton. Thornton becomes the fourth Highliner with multiple fouls.
And back to the free throw line they go. That's where they've had their most success here today.
10 for 13 is the Lisbon Broncos' first free throw, and that will miss for Caleb Olson. That is the broadcaster's jinx on that free throw. 32-25, Valley City up by 7, which has been their largest. Second free throw from Olson. That is good. He'll knock down the second. Second half scoring belongs to the Lisbon Broncos. They trail, though, 32-26, two-possession game. Less than 30 seconds into the start of the second half. Alex Thornton for Valley City feeds to the post through the legs of Egermont. Recovers, went up to shoot, and he'll be bumped by Rodney Olson. Olson's second, team's first. Strike that is Runk, who will be called for the foul. His first, team's first, non-shooting foul. Baseline, Peyton Zahn for Valley City. Zahn inbounds to Thornton. Thornton to drive, gets held up, goes beyond the arc to Egermont, skips across. Near side, feeds to Peyton Zahn. Zahn drives, runner misses. Foul call against Caleb Olson. Olson's third, and now Lisbon is in some deep foul trouble here early in the second half. 7:21 to go, third quarter. And that puts Peyton Zahn, who is 3 for 4 from the line, 11 points for Valley City, up to shoot to pair.
Olson thought that call was a little bit rubbish. It wasn't, thought he was straight up and down, but Zahn just came in too strong, and I think he got him anyways.
Zahn will miss the first free throw. In for Valley City will be Jacobson, Birchall, and Deagle. Zahn, Egermont, and Bitts will check out. Peyton Zahn ready for his second of 2 free throws. This one on the way. Zahn will hit it. That is 12 for Zahn. Valley City's lead at 33-26. 7:20 here in our third quarter. Things second half just underway here in Lisbon. Ball handled by Sweet. Sweet along the near lane, gets by Deagle. Stops on the right wing, will wait for his teammates in position. Will put it in the hands of Runk. Runk went to drive, lost it, recovers, shoots. Layup miss, put back attempt for Olson misses. Runk had the rebound, lost it. It's picked up by the Highliners. Jacobson up court, feeds to Zahn to the bucket. Good for Zahn. 13 for Zahn, and it is 36-26. Make that 35-26. Advantage Lisbon.
Zahn has really impressed me in this game. He's a multi-scorer. He can score from the three-point line, and he's very athletic when he gets to the rim.
3 on the way for Lisbon, off the end of the iron for Olson. Alex Thornton will scoop up the loose ball for Valley City. The Highliners a 9-point advantage. They have come out strong here in the second half. Quarter number 3, 6:25 and counting to go. Alex Thornton for 3, misses Deagle the rebound, and Deagle will be fouled, was pushed out of bounds by Rodney Olson, and that is Olson's second, team second. 4 Highliners. Jacob waiting to check in as Deagle will go to the free throw line, and as the foul number goes up for Lisbon, you know that they're watching that rotation and a little bit more of a sense of urgency as Deagle hits the first free throw, and Valley City takes a 10-point lead, 36-26, 6:23 to go before the half, and Coach Kim Mark wants a timeout for the Lisbon Broncos. Timeout on the court. We will stay right here. Thanks for joining us. High school boys basketball on yourliveevent.com. Valley City and Lisbon. Coming up Thursday, about a 4:30 tip-off, we'll have the Lisbon girls here in Lisbon as they take on Edgley Cullum Montpelier. Jacob, it's Valley City looking like how they started the game. Intensity, quick substitutions, strong around the basket. The difference is between now and how this game started is Valley City's finishing.
You're right. You're exactly right. That's the only difference there. Zahn's gotten a couple good drives to the basket, getting a layup and getting to the line. And I mean, even Lisbon, they are down 3 points from halftime, but still looking pretty impressive out there. They're getting good looks. They just haven't fallen for them, but they have gotten to the rim. They got a couple offensive rebounds. They just couldn't finish on it.
36-26 the score. Timeout ends. Lisbon will come back out on the court. Valley City was a team that has not won yet this season, 0-4 on the year. Their only B matchup was against Oak Grove. That was a losing effort, their first game of the season. Derek Deagle will return to the free throw line for the Valley City Highliners, looking to go 2 for 2 and make it an 11-point game. Deagle's free throw good. Valley City with an 11-point lead. Deagle hits the free throw, and then we'll check out of the game as Adam Bitts will come back in for the Highliners. Baseline lights right side. Runk will put it inbounds to Caden Sweets. Sweet guarded by Burnson. Will set it in motion. Comes to Bittner, goes left side to Sweet. Sweet at the circle for the Lisbon Broncos. Broncos trail by 11, facing their largest deficit of the night. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Sweet held up on the elbow, comes to the corner, catch and release three. Will miss for Bittner, rebound, Valley City Highliners. Burnson with the rebound. Will come to Bitts to the left side. Zahn thought about the three, drives in, brings the defender with him. Will come to Adam Bitts to Egermont in the post. Egermont to shoot, fouled, and if you're Lisbon, you got two players with one foul apiece who are in the vicinity. It will be assessed to Runk. That is Runk's second, team's fourth.
The flip is kind of the script is kind of flipped a little bit here, as now Valley City seems to be the aggressor, getting to the line more.
Egermont will hit the first free throw. 38-26, 18-point lead for the Valley City Highliners. Egermont's second free throw, a little too much. He does get the rebound, dribbles for the putback, will miss that. Rebound goes to the Lisbon Broncos. 5:40 and counting left here in the third quarter. 38-26, Valley City's lead. Lisbon trying to find some separation with his full court defense. Olsen drives, shot, settled, and then fell through. Caleb Olsen has 12 in the game for Lisbon. That ends their long scoring drought to start the second half. 38-28, Lisbon down by 10, approaching 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Bitts will come to Burnson. Burnson inside to Egermont to the corner. Burchell for three, misses, rebound, batted out of bounds. It was two number 10s. Adam Bitts for Valley City, Caden Sweet for Lisbon. It's out of play. They will assess the ball, the Lisbon Broncos. Substitution coming for the Valley City Highliners. That is Fisher. Robert Fisher checking into the game. Lisbon will put Ryder Runk in. Runk with two fouls. Again, one of the players in foul trouble right now for Lisbon. Runk inbounds, comes to Sweet. Sweet guarded by Bitts. Will feed to Olsen, back to Sweet. Lisbon needs to clear half court. Sweet's able to do it. Nope, took too long. It is going to be Valley City's basketball, and you can see the Lisbon players right now trying to figure out what went wrong, as they were just unable to clear half court. 4:55 left, third quarter. Valley City with their 10-point lead and the basketball with a fresh 35-second shot clock. Bitts will come to Drew Zahn. To the top of the key, Burnson inside to Egermont, back to Burnson. Burnson gives a look, try to go left wing, stolen away by Olsen. Olsen, the steal, the drive, hits the layup.
And those are the plays you need when you're Lisbon and you're trailing in this game. You need those energy-type plays, and that right there, the steal and the fast break layup, are going to provide a little bit of energy for Lisbon.
38-30, Valley City had a 12-point lead. It has now been trimmed to 8 as Lisbon gets another steal. It's Sweet, and he slipped, and I think they're going to call it travel. They will. It's Valley City's basketball. 5 new Highliners on the court. Lisbon will not make a substitution.
I think this time the substitution of the big squad was more frustration out of coach right there.
38-30, Valley City's lead. Inbound comes to Peyton Zahn. Zahn, right wing, feeds Jacobson to Zahn to Jacobson. He comes to drive, gets held up in the corner by Kelson. To Deagle, to Thornton. Thornton lost a grip of the basketball. He's looking for help. Will throw it off a Lisbon player. Olsen will steal it away for Lisbon. Broncos have some momentum right now, down by 8, under 4 to play third quarter, but Lisbon has an opportunity to try to mount a comeback here. Near wing Sweets goes top of the key to Olsen. A left side, Runk for 3, hits it. Talk about an energy play, Jacob, and down by 12. Lisbon has now cut it to a 5-point deficit, 38-33, 3:37 left to play third quarter. Zahn at the other end for 3, tries to answer back, he can't. Rebound, Jacobson. Jacobson comes to Thornton, and Valley City has control of the basketball. In the corner, Deagle couldn't find room to drive, tried to feed to Zahn, but it's poked out of bounds by Runk.
Yeah, Lisbon is playing tremendous defense right now. They forced, I believe, 3 or 4 turnovers in the last minute and a half right here.
Thornton will inbound to Zahn. 25 seconds on the shot clock for Valley City. They lead 38-33. It is Deagle. Comes to Zahn. Inside to Thornton. Worked around. Valley City trying to find something inside. Deagle in the corner. 3 on the way. He will miss. Thornton the rebound on the right block. Put back attempt off the mark, but Thornton is fouled. Alex Thornton, who has not figured into scoring yet in this game, will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul will be against Sam Kelson, his second. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 Broncos with multiple fouls, and still a whole nother quarter of basketball left to play. As Thornton hits the first free throw, 38, make that 39-33 advantage Valley City Highliners. 3:05 left in the third quarter. We've been tied 6 times this game, as Thornton will hit the second 39-33, make that 40-33. Valley City's lead at 7. And Thornton hits both free throws. He exits the game. Coach Quist for Valley City really extending the length of his bench against this Broncos team. Inbound to Sweets. Will go to Runk. Back to Sweet. We can get a dead ball from the officials and not see what the stoppage was. I would imagine, Jacob, it has something to do with one of the clocks not running.
Yeah, the shot clock's only at 34 seconds right now, so yeah, they just changed it to 27 seconds. So yeah, a little missed time there from the scorer's table.
Runk on the far sideline for Lisbon, puts it inbounds to Olsen. Olsen to the hole, back to the corner, finds Runk. Runk drives baseline, stays in bounds. Nice play, finds Olsen. Can he finish? Too much on the shot. Deagle gets the rebound in transition. Fast break. Valley City feeds across the post to Jacobson. Turns to Zahn to the basket. And Zahn with the layup.
He turned that corner with a purpose. He was getting to that hoop no matter what.
42-33. Valley City almost saw a 12-point lead slip away. Instead, they come right back on top by 9, and Coach Kim Mark will take a timeout for the Broncos. 2:32 left to play third quarter. Valley City 42, Lisbon 33. It's high school boys basketball. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
42-33, Valley City leads Lisbon. 2:32 left, third quarter. Boys basketball on YourLiveEvent.com. Lisbon taking that timeout. They will inbound, and it works to Runk. Runk in the lane, fake the pass, lost the ball. Burchell will pick it up for the Valley City Highliners. He comes to Deagle. Deagle to the wing. Zahn for 3, misses, rebound, Sweets. Lisbon with the ball as we approach 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Ball handled by Sweet, and he is going to be fouled. Jacobson called for his third, team second. Valley City had over 10 fouls in the first half. Jacob, they've really cleaned that up here in the second.
I think that was a focal point in the locker room as they wanted to clean up the foul situation. Now they've played a mostly clean second half here, as only 2 fouls on the half so far.
And on the near sideline is Runk to inbound the basketball. Runk will inbound to Bittner. Bittner guarded by Zahn will come to the near side to the top of the key. Olsen for 3, misses, rebound batted around, winds up in the hands of the Valley City Highliners. It comes to Zahn to the near side. Bitts for 3, and he will hit it. Adam Bitts has not scored this game. He comes up with a big 3 to make it 45-33. And Valley City finds themselves with another 12-point lead. They almost saw that slip away. Lisbon was able to trim it to 5. Broncos have just not been able to hit some shots with under 90 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball comes inside. Shot will miss. Runk will miss the shot. Rebound, Valley City. Adam Bitts will come up court. Bitts into the hands of Berntsen. To the right side, Bitts. Another three for Bitts. Back-to-back threes from Adam Bitts.
That was a heat check right there. He stared down the defender. He said, "You're going to give me that space? I'll shoot that every day."
48-33, 15-point advantage for the Highliners. And foul call against Valley City, 1:03 left in the third quarter. 5 new Highliners will check into the game. 1:03 left in the third quarter. Thanks for watching Highliner Basketball on yourliveevent.com. Near sideline, Runk will inbound to Caden Sweet. Sweet will come to Bittner on the wing. Back top of the key, Olsen near side. Rodney Olsen finds Sweet. Goes left side, Bittner. 45 seconds left in the quarter. 15 seconds left on the shot clock, and a pass attempt inside by Olsen comes off the foot of Alex Thornton. It maybe more beneficial to Lisbon than it appears having that stoppage of play come. They'll get an opportunity to maybe run a play out of this corner.
Yeah, they didn't get the ball anywhere past the wing, kind of three-point area, so they're going to have to hopefully get into the lane here.
Runk inbounds to Olsen, thought about the three. He comes to drive, and a foul call going into the enemy territory was Olsen. He had 4 players around him, and the foul call will be against Ari Bratrud, his first, team's 4th. 48-33, Valley City leads Lisbon. 35 seconds left to play in this third quarter, and the shot clock, play clock almost running coincidentally. I think it's a 2-second difference as a pass is picked off by Deagle for Valley City. Deagle steals it, can't finish at the rim. Rebound Bittner for Lisbon. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Lisbon down 48-33. It's a 15-point deficit for the Lisbon Broncos. Three coming and good for Jaden Bittner. 48-36 the score. And we're going to get a stoppage of play with 8.5 seconds left before the end of this third quarter. Will be Lisbon's basketball.
Freshman guard playing like a senior out there. That was a big-time three. The Broncos needed that really badly. And with 8 seconds left here, they could potentially trim the lead to just 10 points.
Bittner, 7 points off the bench for the Lisbon Broncos, averaging 2 a game, so he has surpassed his expectations tonight as it's inbounded to Olsen. Olsen tried to pass up top, tipped away by Valley City, recovered. Bittner shoots, hits the three in time.
Wow.
Jaden Bittner comes up big with the three for the Lisbon Broncos, and the third quarter is in the books, and it's Valley City 48, Lisbon 39. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
YourLiveEvent.com, Lisbon Valley City boys basketball. It is 48-39 Valley City with a lead over the Lisbon Broncos, but the Broncos, after falling behind by 15, saw a barrage of points to end that third quarter. Jaden Bittner knocking down back-to-back three. The freshman, 10 points off the bench for Lisbon. Ball work to the corner, three for Valley City. Fisher hits the three, his first points of the game. 39-51, Valley City trails.
Yeah, and Bittner, like I said before, he made 2 big plays there at the end to trim it to just a 9-point lead for Valley City. He's just kind of came out of nowhere here. Like, he's just a freshman, and he's making big plays for him right now.
Foul was called against Fisher. Inbound went to Sweet. He missed the runner. Rebound brought down to the corner by Runk. Lisbon with control of the basketball. If they can get the hot hand going, they can sway the tempo of this game. Lisbon Not the depth that Valley City has, but still able to match the Highliners' energy, which has been very impressive here in this fourth quarter. Under 7.5 left in this game. Lisbon has the basketball, 15 seconds and counting left in the shot clock, and the ball comes loose. It's picked up by Thornton. Just a miscommunication by Lisbon. Valley City capitalized. Alex Thornton works the ball to Drew Zahn in the corner. Zahn goes back to Thornton. Nice move by Thornton beyond the arc. Fisher tees up three off the iron. Rebound two-handed in the lane by Runk. And it is Lisbon's basketball, brought up by Caden Sweet. Sweet weaves through the defense, finds an open shooter. It's worked to Runk. Runk for three. Too strong on the shot. Rebound batted around. Jared Egermont will get the ball for the Valley City Highliners. It's brought up by Alex Thornton. Thornton put it off the foot of either Riley Olson or Ryder Runk. Either way, it's going to stop time. 6:43 left in this game. Tune in Thursday afternoon, a 4:30 scheduled tip-off. Lisbon Broncos girls basketball. They will play Edgley Cullum Montpelier. We'll have that for you. Our stream opens up 30 minutes before tip-off with our pregame show 15 minutes before tip-off right here on yourliveevent.com. And a travel call. The ball was inbounded to Adam Bitts. He took some steps and will get called for the travel. Jacob, I'm sure that's happened many times to you in your careers. You lose sight of where you're at in that moment.
You just kind of are focusing on what you're going to do next, and you just take a couple of steps, and there's ball's turnover.
Peyton Zahn had a nice steal, fed to Drew Zahn, who was driving the lane and draws the foul. Drew Zahn, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Will get 2 shots as a foul call comes against Ryder Runk. That is Runk's third, team's 6th. And Zahn will hit the first shot. So for Parker Runk, that is 3 fouls, 6 for the team. Zahn with 6 points, 52-39 the score. Second free throw, that will hit off the iron. Rebound grab by Runk. Parker Runk with the rebound will feed to Caden Sweet. Sweet can't clear half court, able to feed to Jaden Bittner, the freshman, back to Sweet. Sweet the dribble, feeds right block. Olson, nice move by Olson, and finishes with the pair. That is 16 for Caleb Olson. 2 above his season average of 14, 52-41. Valley City with the lead, nearing 6 to go in this fourth quarter here in Lisbon. Trying to drive, Burnson couldn't find open room. Ball comes to Zahn, right wing. Zahn takes a dribble, able to feed to Peyton Zahn. Works to the left side, Andrew Burnson. Burnson beyond the arc to Bitts, 13 seconds and counting on the shot clock. Zahn, deep 3, will miss. Rebound picked up by Bittner, but he was out of bounds. Jaden Bittner at 5'7", was going up against a player at 6 foot and didn't have the size advantage, but timed that very well.
He needed to use all 5'6" of him. Almost came down with that rebound, just unfortunately landed out of bounds.
Peyton Zahn, baseline inbounds to Jared Egermont. Egermont will lose the ball, and he bumped into Caleb Olson. And Olson heard the whistle. He was pleading his case for a no foul call, but the official rightfully did not call a foul on that play as Parker Runk at the baseline, inbounds into the hands of Caden Sweet, and Sweet stepped out of bounds.
That's tough. That's all part of the press, though. They forced sideline to try to get a trap, and that time they just got him to step out of bounds.
Andrew Burnson will inbound into the hands of Peyton Zahn. Zahn goes near side to Aiden Jacobson. Jacobson will miss. Rebound, Parker Runk. Parker Runk comes to Rodney Olson, back beyond the arc to Bittner to Runk. Runk drives and draws the blocking foul. I believe that will be Burchell. If it is, it will be his second.
I don't know if he was in the restricted area or not, but I thought he was set there for quite a while. But I mean, if he was in the restricted area, then it's automatic blocking foul every time.
52-41 the score. 2 free throws coming for Parker Runk. Runk will miss the first. First quarter ended 9-9. We were tied. It was 32-25 Valley City at the half. We saw 6 ties come in the first half of this game where Valley City could just not finish shots, and Lisbon was able to capitalize on their shot attempts as the second free throw for Parker Runk is good. 52-42, Valley City's lead is at 10. We were tied at 20. Last time we were tied, Valley City ended the half on a 12-5 scoring run, and they have not relinquished the lead since then. They've led by as much as 15. Ball went out of bounds on Valley City. It's Lisbon's ball. 5:13 left here in the fourth quarter. Substitution for the for the Broncos. Sam Kelson will come in. Jaden Bittner will step out.
And credit Lisbon, they've been playing tough this whole game. They don't have the bench depth or even like the height size as what Valley City does, but they were playing with this Valley City team.
Parker Runk with the basketball on the near side. Runk will come to the elbow to Caleb Olson. Olson guarded by Deagle, looks for help, feeds to Runk. Runk guarded by Deagle. Deagle took a high elbow, no foul call on that one, and Deagle was able to stay in defensive position. Runk from the corner, up for the jumper, hits the long jumper. Parker Runk with 10 in the game, 52-44. Valley City's lead at 8, 4:40 and counting left. We are in the fourth quarter of this non-conference boys matchup, and driving to the basket was Adam Bitts, and a whistle came. I believe Bitts is going to draw a foul. I will be against Caden Sweet, his third, team 7th. Bitts, who hit a pair of threes to close out the third quarter, in the third quarter, will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First shot from the junior's good. He has 7 in the game, 53-44 the score, 9-point lead for Valley City. Second shot from Bitts, rolls in and out. Rebound will go to the Lisbon Broncos, handled by Sam Kelson. Kelson comes to Caden Sweet. Sweet able to find Olson, back to Sweet. Long pass from Sweet to Kelson in the corner, back to Sweet to the free throw line. Finds Olson, long two from Olson off the iron, rebound right into the hands of Jared Egermont, who will come to Derek Deagle. Approaching 4 minutes left in the game, 53-44, Valley City leading Lisbon. Valley City looking for win number 1 on this young season, as Thornton tried to finish at the rim, couldn't get there, gets the rebound this time. Alex Thornton will put it in for his 4th of the game, 55-44 advantage for the Valley City Highliners. And Thornton, who had a bucket at the other end, came back on defense and forces the ball out of bounds. 3 new Highliners into the game.
Yeah, good energy there from Thornton as he goes up, gets the bucket on one end, and almost comes away with a steal on the other.
Jaden Bittner will come back in for the Lisbon Broncos. Coming out will be Sam Kelson. Bittner, the freshman, has been very impressive in his performance tonight. The freshman scoring himself 10 points off the bench. Ball in the lane, Parker Runk with the ball. And Runk went to Olson, but a lane violation called. It's Valley City's basketball.
And I think Binder was in the rotation to begin with, but I think he's worked his way more into the rotation after a very good game here tonight. I would expect to see him playing a little bit more coming in these next couple games.
Ball comes left wing, driving Bitts, layup misses. Rebound was two-handed by Olson, and he got bumped by Ari Bratrud. And Bratrud will be called for his second personal 7-team foul. Both teams now in the bonus with 3:31 left in the game. Lisbon first half 10 for 13 from the free throw line. Second half they just haven't had the opportunities. They are 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. For Rodney Olson, his first free throws of the night, he will be shooting the 1-and-1. First one, good. 55-45, Valley City advantage. And now a discussion from the official. And I think Olson has some blood. And we're going to get some blood time here in a basketball game. So Olson's going to have to come to the sideline to be tended to by the trainer. So we have an official's timeout. 3:31 left in the fourth quarter. 45-55. Valley City leads Lisbon. We'll step aside here for a second. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com. So Lisbon has to have Rodney Olson, who had a bloody nose, exit the game. Sam Kelson substitutes in. Now Sam Kelson will go to the free throw line. He will finish the free throws. It was a bonus. Olson hit the first. Kelson will shoot the second. 3:31 left in this game. Valley City leads by 10. Valley City led by Peyton Zahn, 16 points.
And there was just some discussion on Valley City whether or not they could pick who to shoot free throws, but the refs came together and decided that Lisbon could make the choice on who they wanted to shoot the free throws.
Kelson hit the free throw, his third point of the game, 55-46. It is an 11-point lead for the Valley City Highliners. 5 new players at the scorers table. As to the bucket, Bitts will miss. Brotrue tipped the rebound. It's recovered by Caden Sweet. Sweets will put the ball into the hands of Bittner. Worked to Runk. Runk inside, finds Olsen. Olsen gets the bucket. That is 18 for Caleb Olsen this game, 48-55 the score.
Kelson's pretty lucky to not have a basket interference called on him there, as he was touching the net before the ball went through the rim.
Nice feed to Alex Thornton down low. Thornton gets his 6th off the bench, and Valley City just keeps staying in front of Lisbon, 57-48, 2:40 and counting left. We are in the 4th quarter of this non-conference matchup, and Caden Sweet called for a travel. 5 new Highliners will come into the game. And I would imagine, I mean, it was quick tempo, Jacob, to begin with these substitutions. 2:39 left to play. Lisbon's bench just got shorter with Rodney Olsen still not back, or excuse me, just coming back from 10-2 with the trainer. They're going to really try to up-tempo this final 2.5 minutes.
I think you're exactly right. They're trying to put the nail in the coffin here. It was a nice drive from Zahn once again. They want to put the nail in the coffin here and kind of run away with this game.
That is 18 from Zahn, 59-48 the score, approaching 2 minutes left. Now 2 players at the scorers table. I would imagine every stoppage of play from this point forward will see new Highliners enter the game. Caden Sweet will handle the basketball. Comes top of the key to Caleb Olsen. To the near side, Caden Sweet. Back to Olsen. Olsen towards the rim to shoot. Gets bumped. And coming over the top was Peyton Zahn. I believe that is Zahn's 2nd foul. We'll see what the official score says. It will be the 2nd foul. That puts Caleb Olsen to the line.
A good, strong move by Olsen, but also a little wild, so I could see Zahn pleading the case there as to why it wouldn't be a foul.
First free throw, good for Olsen. That is 19 by my count for Olsen. Makes it 59-49. Advantage Highliners. 2:02 left in the game. Rodney Olsen will check back in for Lisbon. He will take the spot of Sam Kelson, who finished that trip to the free throw line for his teammate. Olsen squares up for his 2nd free throw. That's good. By my count, that is 20 for Caleb Olsen. 50-59. Valley City a 9-point lead. Under 2 to play. Egermont went to drive, gets bumped, loses the ball. Broncos have it. Ball handled by Caden Sweet. Sweet puts the ball in the hands of Parker Runk. Work to Bittner. And Bittner is going to be fouled by Andrew Burnson. Burnson's 2nd. And Bittner, who has not scored in this final quarter, has 10 in the game. He hit a pair of big back-to-back threes to close out the 3rd quarter.
And you can argue that's the main reason they're even in this game right now, because they kind of brought a little bit of a spark for them to begin that 4th quarter.
Bittner hits the first free throw. 59-51, Valley City's lead at 8. Minute 40 left to play. Bittner with 11. Bittner will try to make it 12. Can't get there. Rebound Burnson. Valley City leads by 8. 3-possession game with minute 30 to go. And a 3 from the corner from Deagle. That will help the Highliners' cause. 5 in the game for Deagle. 62-51 the score.
And Valley City, they just keep shooting no matter what. Doesn't matter how many shots they've missed. They're just going to keep on firing.
Driving the lane, Runk will lose the ball. Valley City picks it up. Time not on the side for the Lisbon Broncos as Zahn to the bucket, his 20th of the game. 64-51, and Valley City, with that depth, is able to really stay up-tempo into the final 65 seconds of this game. Valley City in line to get win number 1 of the season as Lisbon will drop to 1-3 in the lane, up to shoot. Olsen will miss it off the backboard. Rebound, Drew Zahn.
I think Olsen just lost where he was on the court there and got right underneath the rim. Really hard to make it from there.
And Valley City right now is going to dare Lisbon to break out of that zone. Egermont has been impressive on the post, and he has 7 points, but he's really kept the ball moving, and they want Lisbon to expose that here in the final 29 seconds. 9 on the shot clock for the Valley City Highliners. Zahn up for a big 3, will miss. Rebound, Caden Sweet. And Sweet will lose that out of bounds. 20.4 seconds left to play.
And that'll be the nail in the coffin right there. 13-point lead with only 20 seconds to go.
Another valiant effort by Coach Kim Mark's team. Unfortunately, just not able to withstand the depth of Valley City. 64-51 the score. The Highliners will keep the ball moving here as they try to burn off the final 9 seconds of the game. Alex Thornton with the basketball. Thornton will feed to Jacobson. 3 seconds left to play, and this one about to become final, and it does. Our final score here tonight in Lisbon, Valley City 64, Lisbon 51. Final stats coming your way next. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
There's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for spring field conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
Life. It's game nights, bedtime stories, binge watching your favorite shows, baking up a family tradition, and staying connected with those you love. It happens day and night, on weekdays and weekends, on everydays and holidays, with family, friends, and neighbors. And whether it's on their street, your street, or even our street, we're there. Cass County Electric. Call us at 701-356-4400 and visit us at CassCountyElectric.com. Cass County Electric. Powering life.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Welcome back to Lisbon High School. This is boys basketball on yourliveevent.com. 64-51 Valley City with a victory against the Lisbon Broncos. The Highliners' first win of the season. They are now 1-5. Lisbon falls to 1-3. Valley City plays 6 or 7 off the bench. They run full line changes. Lisbon does not have those kind of numbers, but a very big effort. They were down 15 at one point, and they were able to cut that to single digits. Lisbon, again, not the result Coach Mark and the Broncos want, but an impressive showing.
Yeah, I think there's nothing to hang your head on if you're Lisbon. They looked really impressive today. They above their scoring average for the season, and I think they're gonna kind of use this game as a mark and kind of show them how good they can be. And I think it's going to give them a lot of motivation going forward.
First half or first quarter of the game, both of these teams came out strong. Valley City set the tone. Lisbon answered. We were tied at 9 at the end of the first quarter. In fact, it was 6 ties in the first half. The final, Valley City came back to tie it at 20, ended the first half on a 32-25 run. And they came out strong in the second half, and it was Jaden Bittner, the freshman off the bench, who finished the game with 11 points. He was a big offensive spark in that third quarter, kept this game kind of close, but again, Valley City's numbers is really what was, I think, the biggest factor in the end of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they wore Lisbon down with all the energy they had from start to finish. And as you said, Bittner, he looked like he's only a freshman, and he made some big plays out there for Lisbon tonight. kind of keeping Lisbon in the game throughout the duration of the game.
64-51, the final score. We'll come back to get you our final numbers and wrap things up here. Again, Lisbon falling to Valley City 64-51. It's high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to Lisbon High School. Back to wrap things up on yourliveevent.com. 64-51, the Lisbon Broncos, a victory over the Valley City Highliners. Lisbon boys basketball will play again Saturday at Central Cass. Valley City Highliners will play again Saturday. They will play the Shanley Deacons. Our final numbers for the Valley City Highliners. Peyton Zahn, who was all EDC last year, finishes with a team-high 20 points. And then 7 points coming from Adam Bitts, Jared Agermont, and Callahan Burchell. 6 points from Drew Zahn and Alex Thornton. Aiden Jacobson had 3. Derek Deagle had 5 for the Valley City Highliners. For the Lisbon Broncos, it was 20 points from Caleb Olson. Parker Runk with 10. Jaden Bittner with 11. 4 points coming from Caden Sweet. 3 points from Rodney Olson. Sam Kelson off the bench had 3. 2 points for Spencer Kelson. Lisbon Broncos 1-2 on this season. Tune in again Thursday afternoon, a 4:30 scheduled tip-off. The Lisbon girls against Edgley Cullum Montpelier. We'll have that for you. Our stream will open up 30 minutes before tip-off. Our pregame show about 15 minutes before tip-off right here on yourliveevents.com. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Again, the final score, Valley City 64, Lisbon 51. This has been high school basketball on yourliveevents.com.